Good morning and welcome to Living Local 15. I'm your host, Jessica Williams. Today is Wednesday, and I know you all love Wealth Wednesdays. And today's topic is so interesting. We are going to talk about the Silicon Bank collapse and how it could affect your investments. Foster Financial is going to give us the full scoop. And guess what? Spring is here, and it's the perfect time to go see a Broadway show. So in the coming weeks, we're going to let you know all about the upcoming shows. And don't forget, tomorrow is the 25th anniversary tour of Riverdance. How fun is that? It's going to be an amazing show happening at 7:30 at the Embassy Theater. And you can get your tickets on their website. And on today's show, we are going to give you a tour of the Embassy Theater and take you behind the scenes, which is going to be a lot of fun. And later, our Best Reviews team shares some spring cleaning tips. That and more happening now.
Fashion, food, and fun. You're watching Living Local 15 with your host, Jessica Williams.
This segment sponsored by Foster Financial. Today is Wednesday, so you know it's time for Wealth Wednesday, providing you with excellent financial advice from our financial advisor, Caleb Doan from Foster Financial. Hi, how are you?
Doing well, thank you.
Welcome back. So Wednesdays are always great because I know that you are going to share with us interesting information, and today the topic is kind of juicy. Okay, so we're going to talk about the bank collapse and what is going on with that and how it specifically will affect investors. So share with me, what is happening?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm sure people have heard a lot about, Silicon Valley Bank and just the issues that the entire banking industry has had. And I think to some extent people might think, hey, if I didn't have any money invested at Silicon Valley Bank and if my banks are not in trouble, then it doesn't affect me.
Yes.
But the same issues that Silicon Valley Bank and other banks across the country have had also impact people's bond portfolios inside of their 401k or inside of their IRA. So people just need to be aware that those same issues can impact them across their portfolio.
Right.
And to really understand why, I guess we can just do a brief synopsis of what some of these banks are going through right now.
Okay.
So essentially, in a nutshell, and this is very simplified down, but a bank will take all of the deposits that they have, and then they estimate out what the withdrawals are going to be over the next 5, 10, 20 years, whatever it might be. And then they take a portion of that, they set it aside for the withdrawals, then they take the rest of it and they say, hey, we can use some of this money to buy bonds from the United States government and get an interest rate. We'll share a little bit of that interest rate with people who have checking and savings accounts, but that's part of the way that a bank makes a profit. The issue can arise when withdrawals end up being a little higher than what they anticipated. Okay, so inflation is really high. People are paying $6 for eggs as opposed to $3, and they're not saving as much, and maybe they're withdrawing a little more. And so the other thing that's impacting banks is that those bonds that they purchased 2 years ago were paying 2%, let's say. And interest rates and bonds have an inverse relationship. Okay, so when the Fed raises interest rates like they have over the past couple of years, or at least the last year, old bonds decrease in their value. And the reason is because if I were to go sell you a bond that only pays 2% interest, and you could go to the government right now and buy a bond that pays 4% interest, you wouldn't want my old 2% interest bond. It looks relatively less attractive. And so if I wanted to sell it to you, I'd have to give it to you at a discount. And so what happens is that these banks kind of overinvested in some of these long-term bonds with these low interest rates. The Fed raised interest rates, and now the bond that they paid $1,000 for is now only worth $750. And people are taking big withdrawals, and so they're forced to sell these bonds at that discount, realize that loss to pay their clients for their withdrawals. And so, it can obviously be an issue. That's what a lot of these banks are going through. But that same methodology applies to people's bond funds inside their portfolios, which is why, over the past year, the kind of 60-40 ratio of equities to bonds is one of the worst that has happened over the past 50 years because both the bond side and the equity side got hit really hard.
Because yes, I was thinking, because if all banks have to go through this process in order to make a profit or to have enough money to balance the withdrawals, is it just bad timing, really, because of the inflation and because of the interest rates changing with the feds? Is it bad luck or is it bad business?
Yeah, it's definitely a mix of a lot of things. So on one hand, people can somewhat sympathize with the banks because in 2021, the Fed came out and said, hey, inflation is going to be a little bit high, but it's transitory. It's going to go back to normal. We're going to raise interest rates only a little bit, okay? And then inflation exploded. It wasn't transitory. They jacked up rates way more than what they anticipated. So on one hand, the banks were given information that was wrong from the Fed. On the other hand, some of these banks were improperly managing their risk, right? So, I mean, if you're purchasing a ton of these really long maturity bonds and then interest rates go up, that's the game you play. And so, on one hand, it's mismanagement. On the other hand, of course, the Fed was not correct in their assumption of what interest rates were going to do.
Okay, that makes sense because tech companies like to play it more risky in all areas. Okay, and of course 2022 was just a bad bond year across the board. And so how does that translate to an individual investor like us at home? We're looking at it, how can we learn or be prepared in our own finances with this crisis? Yeah,
that's a great question. So essentially that same situation we talked about with the banks happens on a smaller scale inside somebody's bond portfolio in their 401k or IRA. So what happens in a bond fund is that, you're in this fund with 1,000 other investors, okay? And all these investors give $1,000 to the bond fund manager, and he buys a bunch of bonds across the entire portfolio with different maturities and all of that. And so, of course, if interest rates rise, like they have, the price of this bond fund decreases. Now, if every one of you, all 1,000 of you, decided, hey, we're just going to hold out, wait till these bonds come due, you'd be fine. But the issue is you're in it with 999 other people. And so some of them get scared, they pull their money out. Some of them are just taking withdrawals because that's what they need to do in retirement. And it forces this bond fund manager to sell some of these bonds at a steep discount. And so when that happens, you're now realizing some of these losses and your portfolio goes down. And so one of the main strategies we've been using for clients over the past year and a half is taking people out of these bond funds and instead, for every single investor, buying individual bonds and CDs. Because that way you're no longer in it with 999 other people. It's just you, and you can decide to hold that bond to maturity or not. And so it just gives you more flexibility to say, hey, I know it's an 8-year maturity, the value's gone down, but I don't need to sell it. I can just wait until it comes due, get my interest, and get my principal back at the end.
I like that. Customized, people can make decisions that's right for them at the right time and not be pressured with the crowd.
Exactly.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Caleb, for breaking that down. Love the topic, and we appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yes, and if you want more information about Foster Financial and how they can help you work out and strategize your portfolio through any economic crisis, we'll make sure that we have their website listed below, and we'll be right back. This segment sponsored by Foster Financial.
Follow us on social media at Living Local 15.
Welcome back. With Broadway season in full effect, you can catch big shows like Jesus Christ Superstar, Annie, and the Riverdance 25th Anniversary Tour, all at the Embassy Theater. Today, we are giving you an exclusive tour of this historic theater. Let's do it. There's no business like show business, so today I'm going to take you inside of the Embassy Theater. Broadway season is kicking off. Come on. We we are walking through the embassy lobby. It is so beautiful and historic, and I am here with Carly Myers. She is the Chief Marketing Officer at the Embassy. Hi.
Hi.
So listen, when I walked in, this is my first time at the Embassy, and I was just amazed by how beautiful the interior is, the antique layout. I mean, this is a historic building that was built in 1928.
That's right.
Tell me about the history here.
Sure. So we are, like a lot of our historic peers, we're born of an era of vaudeville and silent film and a gathering place for this community to get news and important local kind of tidbits and stuff at the time, but way before we had TV. And so this is a space that, you know, we have lovingly taken care of over the years and restored in 1970, back when a lot of our peers were trying to figure out if they were facing the wrecking ball like we were, and the community came to save the theater. And to this day, we have tons of community support to save us as a nonprofit.
Yes, that is so awesome. And I know so many people, legends have been here.
Yes.
You know, from Tony Bennett and
Absolutely.
Doris Day.
Yep.
And fun fact, Bob Hope had his first MC job here.
That is correct.
So we were walking through history, and I love that.
Right.
So I would love to take a tour and just kind of see different rooms.
Absolutely.
Okay, great.
So you're officially walking into the Indiana Hotel side of our business. So we came from the auditorium, and this is the hotel side that actually was renovated in 2015 to be a functional rental space and a space to kind of expand our programming. It fell into disrepair back in the day, and we decided in 2015, I mean, there's a lot building up to it to actually renovate this entire side of the building. So we've got the Indiana Hotel lobby here that we can expand programming into. We have lots of weddings and things like that here as well as a two-story ballroom, a rooftop patio, and we have our business offices on the side, and also additional educational space for people like Fort Wayne Youth Theater to come and do rehearsals at, and other creative partners that we have in the community.
It's so cute and quaint. Like, look at this. It looks like a movie, like set back in time.
Absolutely, yeah. And then we try to keep as much original of the space as possible. Italian floor tiles and a lot of details throughout the space that people will notice that are authentically from that era.
Yeah, I love it. All right. Let's see what's next. So this place, I mean, there's so many levels to it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's 3 tiers.
Yeah.
And what is this room used for?
So this is our two-story ballroom, and then the rooftop patio is the 3rd level. And we see a lot of weddings here. So we have a whole side of our business that is just weddings and wedding receptions, and we utilize the space throughout the auditorium side or the theater side of the building. And also this side of the building, we kind of customize it for people's needs. We utilize it for other activities and events here as well throughout the year. But we have a lot of people get married here or celebrate their big day here.
I mean, it's such a great space. I mean, the table's set up, and look at this dance floor.
That's right.
You like to dance, Carly?
I do.
Yes.
But it's a very versatile space, and when we renovated this part of the building, we really wanted to take into account that we're going to have, you know, possible capacity of 350 people in this space.
Mm-hmm. Nice. I can't wait to see the rooftop.
I know, it's exciting.
So now we are on the rooftop.
Yes, we are.
What a view of downtown.
Yeah, it's a pretty extraordinary view. A lot of people at the embassy have never been up here that come to visit. So it's really a spectacular view, and we include this as a part of our wedding rental, wedding reception rental, so people get access to this with their wedding party and all their guests. And then we host all kinds of events up here throughout the year as well. We have a member event on the 4th of July where people can get the best view, in my opinion, of the fireworks in downtown.
Okay, yes, a lot of fireworks happening here.
Yes, and that's reserved for our members. So people that support the embassy on an ongoing basis with their membership get an exclusive invite to things like that. So yeah, so this is just but it's an extraordinary view of our growing downtown and what's going on down here, and being able to just relax and enjoy the view and the weather.
Look at all of this. In this area, you say people can use this for their weddings too.
Yes.
So they can come up here or maybe have the reception up here?
Yep, and most people will rent the actual ballroom area, and then this is just kind of a bonus, an add-on. But it makes it nice because then guests can kind of migrate and then kind of get away from all the hecticness on the dance floor.
Right.
Just come up and relax and have their drink and commiserate with friends and family. Makes it fun.
Especially on a nice breezy night in the fall. Well, this has been a wonderful tour. Thank you so much, Carly. Yes, I'm so excited to come see my first Broadway show
Yes, we're
here.
excited to have you.
So if anyone wants to see a show, volunteer, or become a member, where can they go?
They can visit us at fwembassytheater.org, or they can call our box office at 424-5665.
Okay, wonderful.
Thank you.
See you on the stage.
Living Local 15, proudly driven by the Kelly Automotive Group.
After months of keeping the windows closed, spring cleaning provides a breath of fresh air and an opportunity to organize your home. Olivia Horton is standing by with some top-tested products from Best Reviews.
Before starting on this massive undertaking of spring cleaning, consider making a to-do list and checking that you have all the proper tools necessary to complete the job. Joining me now with a look at the top products to make your springtime chores a breeze is Jacob Palmer with Best Reviews. Jacob, thanks so much for joining us today.
And thanks for having me. You know, it's a good time of year to roll up the sleeves and start to clean up the house, and we've brought some great products to help you do that more efficiently and even easier.
Listen, nothing I love more than a great deep spring cleaning. Let's first start over here with this guy. I don't even know what this is.
So this is the Bissell Little Green, and it's great for pet owners. I think, you know, over the pandemic, so many people adopted new pets, and they're kind of dealing with the long-term effects of that, and pets make messes all the time, and this is perfect if your pet is having issues with continence or anything else that would leave stains. It's also great for little kids because, you know, they can also get spills, get things in the upholstery, get things in the carpeting. In our testing lab, this was our favorite because it's lightweight. You can take it portable around the house, and you can just take care of whatever, no matter who is making the mess.
I love that. Okay, and you can't have anything when it comes to cleaning without some really good brushes.
So let's take it, you know, from the living spaces to the bathroom. You know, this is a drill brush attachment. It's so interesting because everybody's got a cordless drill. Everybody's got a bathroom that needs cleaning. This is awesome because it comes with all of these different sized attachments that allow you to clean and get into different areas, clean the grout. We also love it for cleaning windowsills on the exterior if you really want to take it outside and get everything in the house deep cleaned.
I absolutely love that. Like we said, we're in the spring cleaning mood, everybody. And moving on over here to this nice little bucket, and we also have a mop with it.
Yeah, so this is from O Cedar, and they're a really popular brand because you can buy them at all kinds of different stores. We always love getting them online and going directly to them because we know that they're such a great brand. This product, their spin mop, is really popular on TikTok, and because it kind of brings the functionality of a commercial grade mop bucket to your home. It doesn't take up much space, as you see here, super efficient, but it allows you to wring it out, clean the mop head without having to get your hands in there, without having to put it over your sink, and really, you know, bring that whole, everybody remembers from school, the janitor bringing this one around. This has that functionality in your own home.
And it's a little bit smaller and easier to get around, like you said. Now, one of my favorite things when it comes to cleaning is the vacuum game.
And who doesn't love Dyson? I mean, this isn't, you know, this isn't a new thing to bring out a Dyson. They're the highest end product. This is their newest, their handheld vacuum. It's the V15, a little bit pricey, but what we love it for is it's just got the absolute best tech in it. When it's really great, again, if you have pets and you want to have those everyday in between cleans, this is powerful enough to do the spring cleaning, but also maintain throughout the year. Love this product. And also, if you want to save a little bit of money, they're always selling their older versions for a little bit less. You can find that on Amazon or other places. And what's great about that is that you're getting a lot of the same technology, not as high end as this, but you're getting a lot of the same technology for a much discounted price. price.
That is just music to my ears, everybody. Now, what about our final product over here, this big power washer?
Our final product here is the Karcher Power Washer. The electric big appliances are having a moment because, you know, people don't want to spend that much on gas. This packs the power of a gas pressure washer, but it's super lightweight and it really gets the job done. And we are really high on these electric, you know, lawn mowers, power washers, all the things that traditionally used to be gas. The technology's changed. They're good enough now with electric.
I love that because it saves you a little bit more money. Well, thank you so much, Jacob, for joining us today. We appreciate it.
Thanks so much for having me.
Of course. To learn more about these products and others, just head to bestreviews.com or scan that QR code on your screen.
Best Reviews is owned by our parent company, Nexstar. For more information and to find more product reviews, go to our website, WANE.com.
Have an idea for the show? Want to find out how you can be a guest? Contact us at livinglocal15@wayne.com.
Thank you so much for tuning in today. I hope you enjoyed the show. And remember, you can catch up on episodes of Living Local 15 by simply following us on our social media channels at Living Local 15. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. And remember, it's never too late to live your best life, so start living it today. And I look forward to seeing you here tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Go to the Living Local 15 page on wayne.com for recipes from the show, to watch a segment again, and to get information on products and services featured on Living Local 15. Content segments during today's Living Local 15 were paid for by these sponsors.